Hi, welcome to Random Thoughts, episode 2, with me, Calvin Warren, your host. And today's topic, we're going to talk about murder. Now, before we get started, I want to tell you guys a little story. A while ago, I was driving in my car, minding my own business, and something happened. I don't know exactly what happened. I don't remember, but all I remember is me getting upset at some other driver. And so, with me and my wild imagination, I started thinking, what if, a red button popped up on my dash and it lit up, meaning that I could press it. And if I pressed it, his car would blow up. And so, of course, I'm thinking, I'm going to press this button because this guy, ticked me off. And then I was thinking, that'd be kind of mean because the guy would probably blow up with the car. So I decided, I could add like an injection system with parachutes to send him out of the way before his car blows up. And so I'm just thinking really hard about this. And so, yeah, I thought that was pretty funny at the time. But, anyways, this week, I was thinking about murder. And, right off the bat, if you ask somebody would they commit murder, most people would say, no, I wouldn't commit murder. I wouldn't kill anybody. But what if you say that you hate somebody? Now, to me, hating is the same as murder. Like, if you hate somebody, you might as well just stab them in the neck or, shoot them or whatever. And so I try not to say hate. I get upset and I dislike people, and not even people in general, just like the things that they do. But, how many people do you hear say, oh, I hate this person, I hate, just like, what if for every time you said hate, you just, that person dropped dead or something? How would you feel? You know? So, like, anyways, I was watching CSI this week, and the episode I was watching was on an airplane. There were a bunch of people in the airplane. Well, not a bunch, it was like 9 or 10. And this guy was on the airplane, and he was starting to go crazy. He was kicking the guy's seat in front of him, um, pacing the aisle. Eventually, he started messing with the emergency exit door, and everybody started freaking out because if he would have opened that, they would have all died. And so eventually, he got hit with a bottle, and like the man was just going crazy. They ended up, putting him out of his misery. They killed him. All the people they got together, there was like a mob type deal. And now CSI, crime scene investigation, they come in the picture. They're trying to investigate what happened, who killed the guy. They come to the conclusion that they all took part in it. And later in the episode, they figured out that he had some kind of disease or brain damage, and his brain was swelling and all kinds of stuff. So like they don't know if he died from that or if the people killed him. Which, from what it played out to be, the people played a majority role in his death because he had like footprints in his back and stuff. I mean, come on, and he had defensive wounds. So later in the episode, they were all discussing, what would they do in that situation because the people ended up going free, and some of the guys, I don't remember their names exactly. You have to watch it, but one of the guys was like, I don't know what I'd do. Another guy was like, yeah, I would shoot. I would just take care of them. I got family and whatnot, and another person, same thing. I would do the same thing. I wouldn't hesitate. So it's kind of a hard thing to think about. Would you be able to take someone else's life? And another one of the detectives, their boss, they asked him what he would do, and this is what he said.
What do you think, Grissom?
I can't answer that question.
Well, that's a cop-out. It's a simple question. What would you have done if you had been one of those passengers?
It's not about that. You all have different opinions, but you've taken the same point of view. You've put yourself in the shoes of the passengers, but nobody's put themselves in the shoes of the victim. That's the point.
I'm sorry, what are you saying?
Nobody stopped to ask Candlewell if he was all right. They just assumed because he was kicking the back of Nate's seat that he was a jerk. Because he was pushing his call button that he was bothering the flight attendant. Because he was trying to get into the lavatory, he was making a scene. Because he was going back and forth up and down the aisles, he was posing a threat.
He was a threat.
No, he turned into a threat. But it didn't have to be that way. People make assumptions. That's the problem. You just did. And I think these passengers made the wrong assumption. And now this guy's dead.
Well, if that's your stance, How could it have been prevented?
If just one person had stopped and taken the time to look at the guy, to listen to him, to figure out what was wrong with him, it might not have happened. It took 5 people to kill him. It would have only taken one person to save his life.